Hi.
Hello, and welcome to the Partner Panel. Now, have you guys actually got a chance to read the update? Because I know Nikki yelled at me last time because she said she hadn't read it yet. But she said, give me some time.
No, that's not true. I said I had to review and make mental notes.
Oh, okay, true.
But this time I did that, so.
Yo, so y'all want to do this? Y'all want to just like go down the list and just talk about different things about it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
I guess.
That sounds good.
So, can I just start off with the point of I genuinely got upset when I saw this update? Because because here's the thing, like in the last update, we got a little bit of teasers about the heads-up display, right? And then in the last update, they say in patch 13 update notes, you'll find out more. And then the next week, I'm like, not finding out more about what we just talked about. It's a completely different subject. This is in patch 13 notes. And like in my mind, I'm like, okay, so are they just going to give us a little snippet for the next 9 weeks? Like, when is patch 13 notes coming? You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's soon. It's just the way everything's lining up. Everything's lining up. It's definitely seeming soon.
So that's kind of like public knowledge, but I think one of the mods in Discord actually said within the next 2 weeks, the patch should be coming out. Or they said two more updates, which if we're doing weekly updates would be 2 more weeks.
Or did they mean like game updates? Because maybe there's a couple stuff they have to change before they get
It was a little vague, but I gathered 2 more weeks.
One of the testers on their stream said that they thought it could have been this week. That's how close it is, in their opinion.
So nobody knows.
And nobody knows. I'm just saying, like that. Everything, even the way everybody's talking about it, like even just like how things are going, it seems like it's going to be sooner than later. Like you have some people who are just thinking, oh, it's 4 months out, and it's like, but like there's people who are like, it's here. It's not too far away.
You know what I was actually hoping?
It's there.
I thought, or I still think kind of, because that whole Ubisoft event thing that's going on, I think that they're actually going to release the big update like just before. So when the Ubisoft, they get into the finals, then bam, it's going to be like crazy. Or maybe they don't want to ruin it with possible bugs and stuff like that. Maybe they're just going to wait till after the finals are over and then release something new.
Yeah, I was thinking that last night.
Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
Oh, because like I was watching that Ubisoft panel last night, and Ryan's interview and stuff, and I was thinking it would be really good timing if they did this huge, long-awaited patch right around the finals. Because it would just be like so much publicity, like, and talk about the game, and then people that see it on Ubisoft, they come over and there's a big patch update, and they're like, "Oh, cool! This is a good time to kind of jump into this game right now."
And that's why you want to release it before the Ubisoft event, because technically, what are we all? Like, we're just partners. Yeah, I know you're a tester, Windu, but like me and Nikki are just partners. But like we're also testers. Once the patch is released, we can go on there, we can report everything. So what's the best way to do? Release that patch, let all the players test it, and then report whatever, and then you can have it fixed before March 11th, which is the Ubisoft event. And then once that you get all those, most of those patches or those pits fixed or whatever, then you could run with that. And then after the Ubisoft event, you get all that influx of players coming in, and they're not worried about hitting that bad part of the patch because you've already put in those fixes.
True.
That's true.
True, a little bit of leeway to it. Now, I kind of laughed when I saw this. New fault icons. I personally laughed because the day before, Ethereal released their new stat icons. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see those.
No, I haven't watched Ethereal in that regard.
Like, the day before they released their new stat icons. But then I look at these new stat icons and I'm like, okay, so with the HUD and UI update, it comes an entirely new set of icons. And I'm looking at these and I'm like, What's so new about these icons? Like the attack speed isn't a sword swinging, it's an axe swinging now. I get that, right? They have an endurance icon now, which is interesting. I want to talk about that in a second. And then the majority of them are basically the same, or like just like a tiny little bit thing tweaked, you know?
I feel like with icons like this, you can't really change them up too much. They're very small and they have to be like very telling of what they are. So they might have cleaned them up a bit, but you can't really change the overall foundation of what they are, like health and health regen. They added, what is it?
All of them, like the energy, anything that has to do with energy has the energy icon in it. Anything that has to do with the attack has the attack icon in it. Like they kind of made them all correlate together, you know. So you know the physical penetration.
I could see that. So you can.
Max, you know, everything has that. Same
I gotcha.
max within there. So
why do you think they changed it from a sword to an axe?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe just
maybe because the axe is easier to notice, like inside the heart, inside the shield, and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, more characters use swords than axes in the game, so I'm not sure.
We only have Chimera.
Rex uses axes, sort of.
Is that an axe? Clubs, yeah, axe maybe. I don't know.
I guess clubs.
A mace.
More.
Amen. Depending on the skin, he's got a mace. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I'm not against it, but you actually brought up a good point. Like the fact that when you clearly sit here and look at them, you can easily see, hey, that axe that's for damage is on everything that has to do with physical damage, whether it be the armor, the pen, lifesteal, physical lifesteal. Which, interestingly enough, they're differentiating with icons, energy lifesteal, physical lifesteal, with that little icon in between. Now, what do you guys think endurance means, though?
That I was piqued myself. I don't know. That's very, very intriguing.
Yeah.
Because we have health.
Maybe it has something to do with crowd control reduction, but I don't know.
Well,
yeah, there's a heart in it, so that's something to do with that.
Well, maybe, because here's the thing. Like, when you think about the word endurance, what is endurance? Being able to last a longer time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether it be running or something. So,
speed.
I'm kind of hopeful on the fact of, yo, does this mean that we're going to get maybe items that are movement? For example, like the Bloodless Saber, how it'll just dash you forward, right? Maybe that gets replaced with an endurance icon, and it's like, hey, like this is how long that movement speed will last. Or maybe what is it, in Hunt, I think is the name of the aspect. No, not Hunt. Let's say Twin Blast. He gets increased movement speed, right? Maybe they'll use that endurance icon in his description for that movement speed. You know what I mean? That he's getting.
Yeah, there isn't a movement speed icon, so yeah, you could be right with that. Because there's lots of items that give you movement speed.
Narbash's, you know, what is that called? The drum line that he does, that the marching band.
Yeah.
And I can't. Now I'm just naming off all of his emotes.
I just don't know if the icon fits like the idea of movement speed. So
well, because we have a movement speed icon already in the list, and it's just literally just like two arrows pointed up. Yeah.
Right.
But
it's not in this list. Oh yeah, no, it is.
On the bottom left, second from the left. You're good. Yeah. But maybe I'm just speculating here. Like maybe they're going to differentiate. Like, hey, these things give you movement speed. Like permanent movement speed will have the movement speed icon, right? Or maybe like a temporary buff in speed. Maybe it'll just be called endurance, so they can, you know, separate it as far as coding and stuff like that. Like maybe Gadget's little buff doesn't give you movement speed. Maybe it gives you endurance. So now you can, you know, I don't know. Or maybe they're just introducing a whole new item. What if they introduce a whole new item?
I think they will have new items like this. These icons kind of show a lot of potential for new items.
What if there's a new item that...
What Nikki was saying with the crowd control too, though, like, you know, you can endure a little bit more, you know, steal, you know, alt, you know, you won't be as, you know, that's an instant stun. Like, what's the ones that like the CC, like I don't know. I could definitely see being the CC though.
Hoping for the future. Faerût, for example, is slow.
Yep.
Right? Or what if they're adding an item in there that when you do have a movement speed ability casted onto you, like a Narbash, like a gadget, for example, it lasts longer if you have that item on.
That could be it.
So maybe it'll help a carry get out of situations faster or into situations faster if he builds it and he has a Narbash by his side. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
that makes sense.
I don't know. Worthwhile. But I don't know. I guess it's like a cool little thing to add. And for example, like it gives us topics of conversation. So it's not necessarily nothing bad, but I wasn't particularly like impressed. Like, oh my God, look at these new icons. Lit. Like, I'm just like, all right. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
They're pretty clean.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know, like, with everything new that's coming out, I understand this is very simplistic, and maybe I was just hoping for a little bit too much, but these look like the same Microsoft Paint drawings that we had before, just a little bit tweaked. You know what I mean? At least in my 2 cents.
We're going to be seeing a lot more of them, though, like, in the examples that we saw where you're like, you see everything happening on, like, a health bar. Enemies are your own, so I guess simple is better if you're seeing a lot of it.
Yeah, I guess it is easier to identify oftentimes.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be really small, so you have to like be able to be like, oh, that's that. If it's too like complicated, it's really hard to tell.
It is very time efficient probably too, to just kind of throw these in here instead of create like brand new, you know, 3D art or 2D art for each individual icon and stuff like that. So maybe that'll come down the road. I don't know. Now, curious. The website changes. How did you guys feel about that?
I already told Alea that like I love it. She did a good job, and I think it's like super clean. What I like is the items tab, like for new players and current players to learn.
It's huge.
Builds, and you can kind of like make your own build in your mind. Like, what am I going to do with this? And there's just like so much information that was missing before that's now available and easy to read. So I really like it.
Those filters are dope. Like the fact that you can filter and it tells you like the recipe, like, hey, this is what the items it'll take, what it adds up to, description, etc. That item shop is pretty freaking dope. Quite frankly.
And then like having like all the skins clearly seen, because like a lot of people care about skins. Skins is a big thing in MOBAs or games in general. So being like, hey, this is the character, these are the skins, is a really good idea to have there.
Now, I'm curious, because we see the 2 pages, and I see the one on the right that just has Kalari and like the big picture. That one, yeah, that one on the top right has the account button. So am I correct to assume it's going to go Kalari, then, you know, character here, description, couple stats, base stats, then abilities, then skins at the bottom?
That's why that's where I was like, like I don't know how to. I can't really critique that because to me that's a lot to understand what's going on there. So I was looking at it, I'm like, all right, I like that it's getting an update. So then I'm like, but I don't understand how to read this. I do like how you look at the base stats. You can see those the new icons being used. So all right, that's nice. Again, the skins, I'm all about the skins being there. But then I scrolled down to the item page is what sold me. You know, the item page is where I saw that. I'm like, this is great. So you can see how everything can build, how much it costs, you know, the rest, what they call is the recipe to get, you know, to that blood saber, like build into it.
The new coin icon too is nice. It's small,
the new coin icon? Where?
Yeah, the coin, like all the values under there, that's new, the little coin.
How much gold it costs to buy?
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Is that a new icon?
Small, but it's new. I'm pretty sure that's new.
I've never paid attention to whatever's sitting next to that gold number, bro.
Yeah,
never in my life.
What the gold looks like right now, but I don't think it's that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Maybe it might be new. I don't know. I just know that is something that I never would have paid attention unless you even pointed it out. quite frankly.
Right.
That could have changed a million times, and I'll still be like, oh damn, that item cost 3,600. Fuck. Hey, right? No, I am happy at the fact that like their ability casting system rework. Like, I know a lot of people are probably like, finally, its abilities are gonna behave the way they should, right? Because the example that they give is like, hey, when Gideon's rock is dropping, if he gets stunned, the animation was already cast. Yeah. It'll still land. Yeah.
Yep.
Which in my mind, I'm like, that's how it should have been from the beginning.
A lot of people got confused yesterday.
Yeah, like I'm over here like, man, like I get it 100%. But I am along the side of like, hey, like this is more of a, hey, this is how it should have been. We just finally caught up. As opposed to new update, awesome changes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like so I think a lot of people are taking this as like a bad thing. They're like, well, what if I'm able to predict that this person is about to cast and I stun them? I should have the reward of killing their cooldown. I should have the reward of stunning them out of their ability. And it's like, no, because like their ability was cast. You're not stunning them out of it. It's already going.
I was about to say, they can still stun somebody in the middle of an animation. It's just, there is a point in that animation that it goes off. Now, Gideon might not be the best example because he just has his hand in the sky and then click, and it's already cast. The rocket's coming out of the air already as his hand is coming down. So that might not be the best example for a lot of people there, but the Narbash is a really good example. Like midway through the thunk, he can be stunned and be taken out of it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
What were you gonna say there?
Little teaser though. How about that little teaser? Watch when he gets stunned. Watch when Giddy gets stunned. Watch his head.
I didn't see.
When Giddy gets stunned, watch his head.
He didn't get stunned. Watch his head.
I didn't even
I see
notice
purple
that.
Going through his head.
There's a little concussion.
It's a gold concussion swirly, like, oh.
Yeah. It's a stun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that.
At all. That's really cool.
So, but to go off of the wanting the
like visual confirmation
for getting that stun. Also, if we scroll down a little bit farther, you see it's talking about his ult. You just got to stun a little bit later. You got to wait until you get that one tick to happen to you, because it's got to have, what does it say in the says it's got to have a gameplay only when no gameplay effect has occurred. So it's got to have a gameplay effect. If the ult or the move has a gameplay effect, then you can ult him out, you can stun him out of it, and it's
as soon as
still get your reward that you want. If you
that is true, because
then he can ult again.
Because there is a difference between channeled abilities and casted abilities. Like, for example, with Gideon and Narbash, the two that are listed there, whenever they're in their ultimates, they're actively casting it. It's not an instant cast, for example, right? It's not like a gadget that throws her drone and her drone is now flying through the air. Even if she's stunned, that drone is already deployed, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, but in these two, like, that's not going to change, quite frankly. Like, if it's channeled, you get stunned. If it's casted, it'll actually go through. The issue was before, you would press the button, you could see the edge of that rock come out, and then stuck.
Yeah, the big thing is like Gideon still gets stunned, and even though it went through, now he can't combo his R&B. Like his rock goes through, he gets stunned for however many time. You're stunning him, and he can't combo. He can't get out. So now you just burst him down. I mean, he's still
you
stunned,
threw his passive out of whack, for sure.
Yeah.
I really do love though these sound effects reworks. Like me being a sound guy, like I gotta say, I genuinely enjoyed it. Like I listened to it, I was like, it sounds pretty dope. Not gonna lie to you,
it almost makes me not want to go get Raptors. Like I almost like want the other team to get Raptors just so I can hear that noise.
Well, you know what? I was actually thinking about that. Is that a sound effect that it will only be local, or if you're all the way in duo lane and somebody grabs Prime, I don't know where you're doing. Like I was like,
we wanted to give you everyone a small taste of taste of the sound. Some sounds new coming in the sound effects rework. Below we have examples of Raptor and Orb Prime being taken in the distance. So this is
but that doesn't say how much distance.
Away. Well, okay, but you're still gonna be. You're not there taking it.
Well, yeah, but you can be on the other side of the wall and still hear it. You're in the distance, or you can be in the jungle next door, hear it faintly. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a vocal, like loud and clear for everybody.
If you don't have visual on Raptor, I would assume that you're gonna hear it. So,
I mean, quite frankly,
still, like, I think
everybody should hear it
because the timer's global, so I can't see why they wouldn't make the audio global. That makes sense. It's not like you're hiding things.
Well, for Prime, yeah, because for Prime, it'll tell you enemy is taken or Prime, or whatever the fuck they have in it, right? But for Raptor, the only way you know Raptor's gone is if you pay attention to the timer. There's no sound, there's no notification like the enemy is slaying the Raptor. So what if they do a mix and match, right? Like, what if they do Prime Global because everybody gets announced, and then Raptor, you had to be there to hear it. You know what I mean?
No, like I said, the timer is global, so it's
well,
not like
is that a glitch or on purpose? The
it's
timer
on purpose.
being global.
They announced that when they fixed it. They're like, oh, you can now tell when Raptors are taken globally.
So why don't they just add a notification then? You know?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's same thing.
I guess maybe it's a less important objective, so they don't want to make a voiceover for it.
I mean, I guess it's still super significant.
And who knows? Maybe in the new ping system, maybe there is going to be a notification.
Maybe, because I mean, especially because I know the favor system is going to get adjusted as the game goes on, but as the favor system sits, Raptor matter, bro. 2-3 Raptors in the lead, you got half an item ready to go for free.
No, I wasn't saying that they don't matter. I just mean like compared to towers or Prime, it's like, do they want to announce every single time Raptor is taken? Because that's how many?
Every 8 minutes, I think it is.
Every 8 minutes. That's
at best.
Yeah.
If they go for it, yeah. I don't know. I would like it. Now, this Richter skin. I actually heard negative comments about it. I thought it was like I looked at it, I was like, that's kind of dope. That's kind of dope. I would rock it.
Dark Souls vibes from it.
Yeah, for sure. Like very Centurion-esque. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but if you look closely at his hands, he's got like that little skull, like where the chain will actually come out of and everything. Yeah. Very spiderweb type.
Oh yeah.
But I actually liked it. I don't know
about the cape, because like capes have a weird like interaction graphically. I don't know, sometimes they don't look great. So and Richter's huge, so it's a big cape.
I think, what is it, that tough skin for Kalari, her cape,
the rogue skin.
Yeah, like it like just it's like stiff. I was playing with Jay offline and he used it, and like it's just running around. It's like the stiff cape running around. I mean, that was a while ago though. So
yeah, I mean,
if anything's been changed or not, but like, so yeah, you're right. You know, capes.
Well, my only issue is like it's a big red cape, and Richter's a big red guy, so it kind of gives away. Like, I fully believe some skins give you kind of an edge over other skins in terms of like being seen. Like if you're trying to be kind of stealthy in the jungle and you see a giant red fridge moving, then okay, Richter's in our jungle, you know?
I mean, yeah, but even if he didn't have that cape, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna notice that fat knight running, like cling, 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 cling. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm still gonna notice him. It's not like I saw red and I was like, Toro. No, I still saw the fat guy running through.
You'd be surprised. Some people don't notice things, but if it's a big red square, then people will
I can see that. But then again, this is also a skin hardcore to flex. You're not rerunning this skin to blend in. You know what I mean? No. This is a type of skin that I would love to see for them to do an event. Like, hey, complete the Twitch event and you unlock this skin.
That would be,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this is a hard flex type of skin. Like, yo, how'd you get that skin? Had to be there, bro. You know? Like, I think they should do it. But listen to Strange Matters. If you're listening, please don't fucking catfish us with this skin like you did with Grim. That Grim snake skin is not what we got was not what we were shown. We were shown all these different colors and like snake patterns everywhere. It's like dope. All I ended up getting was this like black and green swamp looking. I was like, what the fuck is this? And like, the snake skin was only on his back half, not his front half, so I can see it, but my enemies can't. And I'm like, what's the point? The snake skin's only on the back of the dude's head. Everybody that I'm staring at with this huge ass fridge is like, hey, you want to see my skin? Let me turn around. Like, bro, I got so salty. Like, being a carry main, I got salty.
Concept art and actually applying it in an editor, in an engine, I mean. So. Yeah,
but that's just a texture, though. You know what I mean? Like, somebody at one point made the choice of be like, hey, that texture, we're putting it on the back and not the front. And I'm just like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I honestly, I was so salty when that skin came out. Everybody on the stream heard me adequately vent about like, this isn't even what they promised. They're like, yo, new skin coming soon. I got half of that skin. What the fuck?
With the skin, actually. So
what?
When he ults, if his helmet kind of flipped up and you see his face, just like while he's ulting, that'd be kind of cool.
His face and smiling, that'd be creepy.
Yeah.
That'd be creepy as shit.
Creepy, yeah.
Uncle Rick letting you know he's there. What do you think it means by, because speaking of ultimate, you see that bottom left picture on the thing? And it says ultimate and it's almost like his belly button opens?
Yeah.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Is that like where the chains are going to come out of? And it just opens?
Out of, yeah.
That's how his ult, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just coming out of there, so that's what it looks like when it's open.
Well, I don't actually see it from the front side very often. Usually, you know, Richter's either catching you with an ult from behind or from the side or something like that. Or if you are in front, you're blocking the view half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Does it currently, like, does his belly button open up and shit currently?
Yeah, he's got like some sort of like belt device on him that like opens every time he ults.
That's dope. I don't even know that.
It's really bright and stuff, so you can't really see it, I think. But I guess next time you get ulted, just try to look.
Yeah, I guess just pay attention to it. I don't know, bro. Like, usually whenever the ult happens,
ult me.
Dude, the first thing I'm doing as soon as I'm stunned is like looking at the surroundings, like, what the fuck is gonna happen next? What do I do next? Do I run this way? Like, what is gonna happen in the next 1 second? The last thing I'm doing is like, I guess his belly button does open up. You know? Like, that's not what I'm focused on.
If you look at Richter skins, he's got like this like round ball thing that like sits where his belly button would pretty much sit, and that
opens up.
Yeah, that's what opens up.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never actually thought it through.
You could make Richter be a wrestler and have him have like a championship wrestling belt open, like, because that's really what it looks like. He's got a championship belt on his.
Yo, you imagine, and when he opens up, the ropes come out of the ring. What? Oh, luchador skin, and then he pulls you in with the elastic rope, like yeah. Oh, and they should
awesome.
They should make him speak Spanish. Like some random voice, like give me some mucha lucha voice lines whenever he pulls somebody and shit. Oh my god.
Mysterio mask.
That's what I'm saying. A straight luchador outfit all throughout. Make him like all like hella like bright colored. Make this dude like white, green, and purple or some shit like that. That would be dope. A fat ass lucha. What? I like it. Hey, y'all heard that right? Dude.
Write that down.
Oh man. Now at the end here they say we're taking our time to ensure that the patch is stable. As we stated above, all the progress is going to be great. It's going great, excuse me. We can't wait for everyone to experience all the changes coming with the next patch. We're getting close, Fault Fam. See you in the next week's update post. So that already tells me it's not coming in the next week. We're getting close. We'll see you in the next week update post. So there's at least another one coming, and that's not the update, you know?
So I think this comes back to the whole Ubisoft exposure, because they really want to make sure that this thing is like solid and ready,
yeah.
Especially when they're gonna be kind of in the spotlight situation. They don't want any glitches or, I guess, yeah, just mess ups when they launch this big patch.
Necessarily know that's what that means, because I think what he's saying is like we're going to continue this weekly post. Just because patch 13 comes out doesn't mean we're not going to do this weekly post. So patch 13 comes out, they're going to put a weekly post out. If patch 13 comes out on Tuesday, they're going to put a weekly post out on Thursday, because this is what we're going to continue doing. That's what I took from that.
I can see that.
Chance that it doesn't come out, but I mean, like, just because I see you next, we'll see you next week's post doesn't mean say, hey, there's no patch 13.
That it's not coming. Now I could see that. On the counter side, if they do release it, I can totally see them be like, hey, you know what? Let's just make it easy on ourselves. Let's go ahead and release the update on Thursday, which is the next weekly update, and we can count this as a weekly update so we don't have to do double the work.
Oh, definitely.
So I could definitely see them doing that and still consider it the weekly update. I would be okay
with that. But there's people in the community to be like, where's our weekly update? We got patch notes. I want the weekly update. It's like, dude, come on.
You're right.
So I do want to point out, though, if we go back and read that weekly update, the first one, they talked about how there's a chance that the HUD might not be in this patch 13, but they're working on it, they're trying to get it. You read this first paragraph here, like they tell you HUD's going to be in patch 13. So that's changed in the 3 weeks that we've had these weekly updates. That went from,
that's a good point.
There's a chance it might not be here, to where it says, we have more growing content to show off while the team continues to grind on update 13, which contains not only the long-awaited HUD, but other quality of life things. So like this patch 13 does now hold this. So we now know that
they officially confirmed it.
So
damn,
go.
That's a good thing. It really is. Yeah,
it is.
That's lit.
I know, like, we're excited about HUD and the quality of life stuff, but I know. I don't know if they've ever mentioned that they're going to be rolling out a lot of balances as well with this update, because a lot of people are looking for just balance like changes. Any sort of balance with the current roster that they have.
I did.
Farming.
Can you take his word for it? I did see Bucket Mod in Discord say that there will be balances in this next patch.
That's good.
Because they haven't mentioned it. I don't know. I mean, like, that's the how much does he know with that? But he did say that. So like.
I would assume. I mean, with a big patch, you have balances, but the fact that they didn't mention it anywhere.
I mean, maybe they're just waiting for the actual patch update to release everything that they're changing. But then again, we have seen it in the past where they do an update, or like they added a character. And what about the patch changes that everybody's asking for? We fixed one bug. And that's the only thing that they mentioned in the patch update. You know what I mean? It was like new character and then fixed one bug. So it's, I don't know, like when you say that whole like, like updates that people are asking for, like what do you think are some of the major ones that should be shed some light on besides
balance-wise?
Yeah, I was gonna say besides a disappearing Decker Ball and disappearing Thunks and
well, I mean, like I consider like bugs and stuff like that different than balancing like scaling heroes properly or farming. Like changing the farming culture in the game is kind of big right now. Like in my opinion, gold is not as important as it should be, and I don't think you farm fast enough. For instance, like a lot of times it'd be like 25 minutes into a match and some people don't even have 2 cards yet because it's just really hard to farm gold and also stay with like the whole team deathmatch meta that's happening. So if they make gold more important, then roaming around the map 5 squatting is not going to be as big of a thing.
Well, so I'll throw my 2 cents in there and then I'll tell you what I got as a response. Because my 2 cents is I definitely feel like that shit needs to be incremented. I had a match. Listen to this. 10 minutes, 10 kills, 2 deaths, 60 minion kills. That's a banging ass first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Me and my whole 2 items with 1 A pistol.
Yeah, you can't buy anything.
I was like, get me up!
You can't buy anything. It would be like 45, 50 minutes into a match. Half the team doesn't even have full build, and it's not because they're doing bad. It's like the winning team is not full build 50 minutes into a match because you can't buy anything. The gold is just not enough.
I brought it up several times, like annoyingly, I keep bringing it up, and I was told specifically, gold and experience are exactly where we want them to be. We don't feel like it needs changing.
No, the game needs to be, if they want games to be shorter, or like just people to be able to be
I don't
full
even think
build
about
faster, they need to make the gold a little bit more valuable.
I don't even think about the shorter.
The items cheaper. I mean, you could get. I mean, if you go with that,
I would just make the gold, give you more gold so you can buy the items. I think that's easier than, because if you give more
I think based
gold,
off of
then
rewards,
people are in lane farming more, or people are jungling more rather than just camping dual lane. Like jungle is a big thing too. Like the jungle minions need to be worth more so that jungle has a reason to be in the jungle, not be staying in mid or staying in dual lane and getting kills, because you get more kills, you get more gold from kills than
that is kind of crazy. Like the jungler has to come into lane and grab a wave just to catch up in levels sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess it's like, oof.
Happens all the time, and then the laner gets behind because jungle's stealing your wave. Just give jungle more gold.
Now,
kind of stuff.
Now I agree with you. I don't know how Cooch feels. How do you feel about the whole? Because you've been patiently nodding your head, bro. What do you got to say?
I mean, when it comes to gold, I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't understand when it comes to that side of the game. I don't understand it as well. I'm still learning. I'm getting better at that part of it. I was going to say when it comes to things that what the community feels that need to be updated. I see it every day in community chat and Gen chat. Everybody still wants a Richter nerf. I'm slightly against it because I think the guy's pointless to play now because they slowed his pull down. But I do agree that his passive does need to get nerfed. His passive is way too damaging. Like, you know, he's too strong as it is.
Too strong in the dual lane.
Big wood. Yeah. Yep.
Like when you combine
I think what the issue with Richter is not his pull. It's like what happens after his pull is you get burst down by the carry immediately. So I don't know if that's a minion thing, like the minions target you, then the carry targets you, and you're just dead. But
well, the reason why like a Murdock Richter combo is so strong, right? It's there's just a lot of things that stack on each other that it's just like what there's very little that other teams can do. For example, Richter pull, you're automatically displaced. That's gonna happen, right? But the issue is as soon as he pulls you, you immediately get hit with his first kit, which is likely to be a Q, which at that point silences you and applies a stack, applies his passive. Now the issue is now, based off of Richter's health and the enemy's health, all basic attacks do more damage to this individual. But as soon as you got pulled, the issue is you probably got pulled into a Murdock mine that now also stunned you in place and did damage. On top of that, the passive is going while you were stunned, you got shotgunned. Now there's what, 20-30% armor shred on top of all this extra damage that we're doing. So now level 1 with an A pistol, I'm doing about the same amount of damage as a fire cannon would have done.
Yeah.
You get me? Like
yeah,
it's ridiculous to literally put into the kits so much viability. And granted, that's just, you know, playing around, like the whole pulling into the mine and stunning, I'm okay with that. But when you put a scaling off of my health and the enemy's health just by me landing a basic, that's kind of big, to be honest. I don't know if it should be on his basic. I would be okay if you hit, like if they switch it to when you land a pull. Like when you land a pull for 2.5 seconds, this effect is active, right? So, okay, so he landed a pull, it happened, keep going. It's not like he's sitting here basic attacking you, like frontlining, right? Or body blocking and just getting stacks, and now this carry is like, bah, 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 dead.
Dead. Yeah, once you get pulled, it's better than it used to be, only because his pull is harder to hit. That's not the solution, though. I think
it's not.
No, even if you get pulled now, even though it's harder to hit, you're still automatically dead.
His issues is damage.
Strong. Yeah, the whole issue is just the burst after you get pulled. Like, and then I've said it before, but I think the game needs a cleanse, like a purchasable, like a trinket cleanse that carries can like sacrifice a ward, get a cleanse instead, and then use a cleanse every like 2 minutes.
I could see that.
I think
like that would be nice.
So you activate your G.
He's talking about like you know where the ward goes.
I know,
basically
like,
replace.
Like, what are you talking about? Like with the carry? Like, what are you cleansing? I guess I'm.
So when Richter pulls you, if
you
like you cleanse and the cleanse lasts, let's say like a second. So when he hits you,
Oh, you're saying like you could see the pull coming.
All the carries could have pretty much the Grim shield in a sense.
Yeah. But like
and Grim could have two.
so,
Technically,
yeah, Grim would have two then. Yeah.
but if
making
it goes
him
on
more viable.
like a 2-minute cooldown, it's not the same as a Grim shield as much, and it's not gonna block like physical damage. It's gonna block CC. That's what it cleanses.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so it'll still do the instance of damage, but it'll just be the
Yeah.
CC and negates.
You just don't get pulled. That's what I think. I think the game should have.
I mean,
but
it would be more versatility because imagine just a steel walks up to you, shield bashes you, and stuns you. You pop it, walk away. There's no reason why I should have to build a green item, you mantle, just to get it cleansed.
plus steel has other CC past that, and it's a 2-minute cooldown. Steel gets his shield bash up in another like 10 seconds. So you're gonna be able to stun the guy again.
What if instead of it being a trinket, Wicked Ward, and what if we just get they make an item that gives you that ability for every.
Well, there is an item.
Affinity.
Well, but not in the red
No,
faction.
but you have a green
is
item
what he's
right
saying.
now. It's you mantle, right? So I'm saying let's build a red item so the carriers can build into have a cleanse, and then build a blue item so the mages can have a cleanse, and build a white
But
item.
but they'll sacrifice a little bit of either damage or mana or something. But it'll still scale with favor.
Kind of like the affliction, you know, you have your white affliction, then you got your green affliction, and then there's what's the other one? Is it blue?
No, there's only two right now, but they did tease 3 a while ago, or what I think are the afflictions. They tease a red, a blue. Yeah, I did a video on it. They tease a red, a blue, and a purple one, if I'm not mistaken, were the colors.
Which would be
But-
the other 3 colors that don't have an affliction.
But then again, like what you're saying, Cooch, it's gonna get fixed if they literally just double the items that we have right now, or triple. Because realistically, when we think about the spectrum of everything, all the items combined, there's quite a bit of items. But when you look at an item tree, which is realistically what somebody's gonna build, usually one tree or one color, you're like, oh, I got 7 items, or I got 8.
Yeah.
And that's like rough. Like there's very little build diversity there. Right now, build diversity is changing colors. That's not build diversity. You feel me? Like I should be able to still be in red and change.
Even in that regards, because like you have to right now with the meta of everything, you have to go the meta to even have a chance to really go with it. Like that's
because somebody else is gonna go the meta and mess you up.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
normally in MOBA, it's like the builds change often because there's a lot of kind of small updates that change the meta.
Changes.
Like
Yep.
with basic like buffs, debuffs,
Little
adding this,
balancings.
taking away. Yeah, like it could be like every 2 weeks the meta will change. The builds always change, but we've been
Right.
having a stale sort of like 2-month period without big.
We don't
scale
have
changes.
enough items to balance that. Like, you know, we can't just like
That is
this
true.
one's not getting used enough, so we need to bring this one up and we'll bring this one down. You know, we don't have the items to do that. Once we have those items, then we can start doing that balancing act and start moving
Like-
things around.
Like when they changed D-Blade, it's like, oh, well, that's interesting. That adds another item that somebody can build, but that's still not a lot of diversity, low key. You know what I mean?
People just changed the crossbow start to the deep blade start. That's. I mean, you can still do both, so it is kind of like to each their own. But
It's a little bit, but if, for example, that was a change of an item. But if they were to add another 4 items, one's a crit item, one's a lifesteal item, one's a flat pen, one's a pen item, and then one of them could be a cleanse item. Adding a pen, another crit, another lifesteal, and then adding a cleanse, that's a lot of diversity. Because now you have not just 2 lifesteal items to choose from, realistically. I'm not going to consider crossbow a lifesteal item. Now you don't have just 2 lifesteal items to go for. You got 3, you get me? Or now there isn't just 3 crit items, there's 4. You can actually run a 100% crit build without having to choose one item twice. Or having to rely on favor, you feel me? Or now you do get that cleanse, or now, hey, now we got 3 different pen items. Each one behaves differently. With 4 items to each class, I think they could head in the right direction.
true.
Because you could do that with every single
items
class.
are probably very low on the list of what they want to focus on right now. But yeah, like you said, there are a lot of items in the game already, so they're in a good spot to just add more when they can.
Well, you know what? Don't be surprised though, because think of it like this. After the, like, if they get in a new map, new heads-up display, they're basically making things very pretty. They're focusing on getting the game to where they want it to be. So that isn't necessarily going to mean add more characters. It's probably going to mean more balancing and more items before they add more characters. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more items before summer, low-key, if they're moving like this.
That'd be good.
No, I agree.
hope so.
What do we... So in this patch 13, we know it's going to be HUD and quality of life updates. There's no talk about a map. All right. We know they're working on a new map. We know that's happening. So do we think the new map is going to happen before full release, or do you think that the new map's going to be after full release?
I think that the new map is going to come with a bang. You feel me? Like, they might actually save the new map for the new release and just keep testing it and be like, our game officially releases on this date. In addition, new map for everybody. So then simultaneously, the old map is going to be like, hey, there was just an early access thing. You had to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think they might actually keep it for that. Yeah. Now
I like them holding back a little bit, you know, like because they, I mean, not saying they could, because they might be a little bit behind, but if they, let's say the map is ready right now and they could drop it on this, I'm okay with them holding back a little bit. Like, here's some stuff. Enjoy this, you know, like your old video, not your old video, but your video not too long ago, you know, about being spoiled, you know, like, don't, you know, hold something there back for us and let's just, we'll work with it.
Yeah.
It is early access. You know, if we're talking about building a player base, that's going to happen when full release happens. When full release happens, you know, Ryan already talked to us in our little partner huddle. You know, we're going to start, you know, advertising more. You know, there's going to be more shit going on. That's when we'll build. That player base is going to grow. It's going to happen.
I still think with that, they should keep a little bit that people don't know. Like, could you imagine if they decide to drop the map and now there's new items and nobody knew anything about it? You know what I mean? Like, just something extra. I don't think they should show all that.
Just whip out a new hero with this update.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they should be clear about 90% and keep 10%. But don't give me a whole, hey, we added a new avatar. That was a 10%. You like it? Just the one. That was it. That was it. But you like it? Like, no, bro. Like, that's not what I'm talking about.
If an avatar counts as 10%,
yo.
That'd be a really good avatar.
Or the biggest avatar they've made. Because Loki, yo, don't even get me started on some of the avatars. Some of the avatars are dope as shit. Animated avatar? That would be sick.
Smite has them. They're pretty cool.
That would be sick. Yo, what do we got to do to get our logos animated into avatars?
SMS, let's go.
Yo, hold on. I know I brought up partner avatars before, but a partner animated? Wait a minute. Whoa. Yes, yo, leave a comment below if you want to see that. Yes. Right? All right, we got to get Ryan on the next one and just straight ask him questions. Be like, hey, Ryan, so... We're going to get hit with a whole...
And whenever we want him on an episode.
He did. So you know what? It'd actually be interesting if they leave in the comments below whether they want to see Ryan Red, another developer, or just like a moderator, right? Like who they want to see in the next episode, so we can try and get him in here. For sure. But
what's today? Today's the 5th. What's
what happened?
Platinum
On the 11th?
Yeah, when's the 11th? What day is that?
Thursday, the 11th. Like the next update? Is that what you mean, or what are you asking for?
Right, but the 11th is the Ubisoft event as well.
Is it?
I thought that was the 10th.
I thought it was March 11th was the Ubisoft event.
Let me go back 1 week. I got you.
Sure.
All right, let me see. So they mentioned
the event last night.
I did actually. I went back and watched Ryan's interview. When the girl when the girl started speaking
training, but I didn't see it.
So when the girl started speaking French right in Ryan's ear, Ryan's expression was like, "Oh yeah, do you think? Yeah, I got you."
He knows a bit.
Finals take place March 11th, 4 p.m.
Nice.
It is on the 11th.
I think everyone should watch that.
Oh, so the same day that the finals happen, which it is huge. But the same day the finals happen, we get a weekly update.
Yep.
Ooh,
Are we gonna get this update next week?
who knows?
Question mark? Let me throw that question mark in there because.
Right.
Oh man.
I'm just saying, because if we record the show on Friday again, like we're doing this Friday now, the day after this last update.
Yep.
If we do it on Friday again, we could bring Ryan on and we could discuss Ubisoft event. We could discuss,
True.
you know, the update as well.
All right, that's it. Ryan's hired. Lit.
Right.
He's been
Ryan's hired.
Yeah. Hey, he put the opening out there. If you guys need me on for an episode, let me know.
Let me know.
Right,
That's
so
true.
we'll hit him up.
That's true. And we're going to start doing these with every weekly update. Y'all can at least see us three with a special guest. If we get special guests, maybe we'll have more than one. We'll see.
Yep.
I think it'll be pretty cool if we just do like the one special guest. But yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
we're
4 or 5,
reaching.
maybe that, you know, no more than that.
Yeah, you know, we'll just bring the whole squad, 10 of us. Yeah.
Everyone in
Well,
the Discord.
It's gonna be so fucking hectic. Let's not do that. Well, we're reaching the end of the video here. Is there anything you guys want to say to the community in general before we do random plugins about your stuff?
Face first.
Oh.
He said, "Oh shit." She's like, "Wait a minute."
Okay, I'm new to
Oh,
YouTube,
man.
but I am making weekly YouTube videos, so check them out, and hopefully the quality kind of gets better with each week. Still working on it.
Jumped ahead to the plugins.
Yeah, right. She went straight into the plugin. She's like,
What do you want to say?
yeah,
to the community?
right. What do you want to say to the community, like about the post, like about the updates and everything, like?
Well, I've been seeing a lot of people coming back because of all this news and hype with the new update. So I'm happy to see some old faces returning, and I hope that we get a huge influx of players with the new update. And I'm happy to see them all in game.
I gotta say is stay positive. Something big is coming, and I can't wait. And we're gonna experience it together. Let's go.
And I totally heard you say comping, by the way. I'm not letting that slide. But no, yeah, I mean, I would honestly say there is still a little bit of fire that's still there. Like, you know, like everything's seeming to go in a good direction right now. But like I've had a lot of people ask me, it's like, yo, Windu, when are you doing your Jedi customs again and stuff like that? And I told them, I was like, once this update comes out, I got y'all with the Jedi customs, but don't forget there are still individuals, for example, like Cooch, that run their custom matches and stuff like that. Like there are still individuals, for example, like Nikki here, that consistently play with viewers and stuff like that and are super chill about it. Like there are partners out there that are still willing to help the community grow on a daily basis also. You get what I'm saying? Not saying that I'm not that guy, but I'm just specifically waiting for that update to come out. Once that update comes out, you're gonna see me on there just about every single day again. But follow all their shit down below. I actually got both of these guys to start doing YouTube and Twitch simultaneously.
Not a cult.
So-
Not a cult.
No. Well, it's a good habit to get into. So we'll drop their YouTube links below, drop their Twitch below, follow, subscribe, all that shebang to these guys. And honestly, as always, till the next video.